I'm going to start today with a deep dive into the Violent Unravelling of PirateSoftware. Now, I know I played a demo to his game Hardbound before, but I wanted a more in-depth look at like what exactly is the drama around him, because like I know bits and pieces, I know a couple things, but I don't know the whole story. It seems to be like a very complete documentation of who this man was, like why he became so hated, and what the hell happened. And it just seems like good history to know if I'm gonna continue to stream on Twitch and do that kind of stuff. Again, this video belongs to Mujin, who's also a VTuber here on Twitch, and he has all of his links right here as well. Go ahead and check him out on his channel on YouTube. And he also has Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Insta. Go follow all of those. I do not own any of this content, so go ahead and go to the link down below. So I've seen a few of his videos before. He does very good journalistic videos. It's gonna be a long one, but strap in. Also, I'm gonna pause this video constantly, and if you don't like that, well, you should go see the original yourself then, huh? Anyway, let's get into this.
The harder they are, the harder they fall. And that phrase
Always
is
true.
perfect to describe when a massive content creator gets into controversy bad enough.
That's horrifying. Look, some of my videos on YouTube get disliked quite a bit, but usually it's like bots, and like after a day or two that they're gone, and then more of the positive comments or like upvotes come through, which is nice. But that close, especially when you're that big, that's horrifying.
To end their career. But when it comes to PirateSoftware, he wasn't just a big content creator. He was someone who managed to blow up from 13,000 subscribers all the way to 1.1 million.
Holy shit. Okay, I didn't realize how big of a massive leap he made. Oh my god. Yeah, he climbed fast. Because yeah, even I knew him from back when I was in college doing a bit of game design. I would see his stuff pop up every once in a while on like shorts and shit. It feels weird to say that I didn't like him before all this, because I mean it's like I might be having a little bit of like retrospective, like I might be looking at it with a bit different colored glasses, but I never liked the way I never trust anyone who talks about something or gives their opinion on something with absolute certainty the way he did. Because literally that guy would just literally open up about anything or any topic and just say it, his opinion, like it was absolute fact, and I don't trust people like that. I know that's just me, but
Let's do this.
yay!
All right, so the first question to even ask here is, where the hell did PirateSoftware even come from?
Yeah,
well,
I don't remember him at all.
He created his channel in 2016. And while his channel would grow over the years, it would do so in a very slow manner.
Whoa, yeah, like flat, and then boom. Is that YouTube accurate? You're gonna tell me.
Reaching 13,000 subscribers after 7 years. But
7
then,
years.
At the end of October 2023, he would take a decision that would change his life.
What was it?
Forever. And
One
that
decision?
would be uploading highlights of his Twitch streams as YouTube.
That's what I'm doing right now.
So many others couldn't. Well, many different shorts actually share the same factors. All you have to do is just watch one to understand the appeal.
That is true. A lot of them kind of the same thing. It's either coding down below him at top, or it's like the chalkboard, which I don't know. I get the idea of like using the board to explain your ideas and stuff. But I don't know, the way he did, it's like it reminds me of the same type of dudes who break out their arguments by going 1, 2, 3. It's like that seems so weird and robotic. Like you're trying to make your opinion into a thing of like logistical fact. It feels very weird a way to communicate sometimes.
This short right here, titled Social Engineering, has every single one of these factors combined. So let's take a look at it and then I'll explain. Watch.
Please and please.
So
Okay.
when I worked at Blizzard, I had to do a social engineering task
But I worked
where
at
I had to hit
Blizzard,
and I had to get 50 questions answered. And let me tell you, I got my questions answered. I shouldn't have. That was the problem. They're not supposed to answer those. And one of the things that I found that was really interesting is people that had been there for 1 year were really, really hard to trick. But people that had been there for 5 years were really easy to trick. What have we learned? We've learned that training is the issue. Everybody that actually worked at the company got training in their first year, and then they never got training again. So they became complacent, exactly. The director of CS came, and he said, I want the names. And I said, I'm not giving you the names. You're just going to fire those people. And he goes, I'm going to go to your boss. I was like, do it. My boss is like, you got the names? I was like, yeah. And he goes, you going to give them to him? And I was like, no. And he goes, he's not going to give you the names, bud. And then I sat down and was like, look, I'm not giving you the names because if I did, you'd fire all of these people that are your best employees, the ones that have been here the longest. And in 4 years, you will have the exact same problem with the people that are newbies right now. The issue is not the employees, it's your training regimen. I sat down with him. We created a new 6-month training regimen. And guess what? I went back about a year later, did the same thing. All those people passed with flying colors. Not a single one of them answered my
I'm gonna say something. I need someone who's actually like a experienced developer tell me how hard would it be working at Blizzard versus something like an indie company, like developing something. Because I feel like if you worked at like an indie development company, like deving for a few years, it'd be really cool. But even working at Blizzard as a dev, after your dad already did, you already have like a lot set up for you. So like even if he was a developer, which I think they're gonna touch on a little bit, it's not that impressive, my dude.
Over time, his shorts have racked up almost 2.3 billion views. A massive,
Holy shit.
astounding achievement in such a short amount of time.
Oh
But
my
YouTube
God,
wasn't
over
the only
one-
platform that benefited.
Oh, so I think there's what 8 billion people in the world. So a quarter of the world has watched this man. I'm sorry.
I mean, these shorts were highlights from his streams, so of course people went to those streams to see the real thing live. And so his
makes
Twitch
sense,
channel
makes
went
sense.
from 400 concurrent viewers to thousands. And within
Oh.
barely 3 months, he was at over 8,000 concurrent viewers. That's top 1% of the top 1%. Now look, of course you might think, well, there are bigger streamers out there, of course. But even those streamers must have gotten envious sometimes because of how loyal and supportive Pirate Software's community was.
Really?
On
I don't know
December
anything about the
2023,
community.
He would beat Twitch's hype train record. When
I've
enough
heard
people
of this,
donate
yeah.
bits or gift subs, the hype train is activated, starting at level 1.
Explain it to
While
me like
that's
I'm stupid.
happening,
Yes, please.
The timer starts counting down to 0. If more people donate, the timer resets and they get to level 2. Pirate Software's
I'll be honest, I always
community had
forget how it
gotten
works
him to
sometimes,
level
'cause I never get them.
55, and they discovered together that level 55 was actually the cap. No one had ever reached a hype train level this high on the entire platform. He had gotten
By the way, this is a few days after Iron Mouse, I think, just had her recent stream. I think she freaking nuked that shit out of the water. So this is gonna be, so this is a bit old, but still, that is impressive in a way.
over 7,000
That's very-
subs
no, that's
and
impressive. That's impressive.
1.8 million bits. If you
Oh
don't know
my
what this
God.
means, he had essentially made $50,000 in one stream. This guy's community was so unstoppable that it made everyone else be
Holy
aware of
shit.
his existence. So much so that he actually was able to get nominated to the Streamer Awards in December of 2023. He was barely getting viral. But this is
God
just how
damn.
influential he was in such a short span
I mean,
of
it
time.
makes
But what I
sense.
want you to understand here is that the Streamer Awards actually have way bigger streamers than Pirate Software and other category nominations.
Yeah.
For example, like XQC or Kai Cenat. These streamers would, of course, send their own communities to go vote for them on the website. And they did so
makes
with
sense. They're
no
the fans.
issues. But when Pirate Software sent his community to vote for him, they crashed the fucking website.
Oh.
No other content creator had even come close to crashing the website.
Many people, he was
So it
that
goes without
popular.
saying
Wow.
that he won the Best Software and Game Development Streamer Award in 2023. He wasn't just absolutely killing it, the guy was speedrunning being a content creator, getting to 1 million subs, getting hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitch, winning streamer awards, and beating records when it came to donations on
How is he hitting like every speed boost of popularity all at once? Like, that's actually quite insane. God
Twitch.
damn.
So of course,
Oh,
I say
don't do
this
the-
with
don't
no
do the glasses thing,
exaggeration.
man.
The
Don't do the
sky
glasses
was
thing.
the limit, and the guy was barely getting started. If he could achieve that in just a couple of months, what could he achieve in years? Would he become a legend? Achieve stardom? Either way, he was unstoppable until he wasn't, and he had no one to blame
Music change.
but himself. The first
Or
incident
everyone else.
that would begin his cataclysmic downfall was in the most ironic way possible in a World of Warcraft dungeon. Yes, Blizzard Entertainment's biggest
think I've
game
heard of
of
this.
all time.
It's
And
the
it would
roaching,
become
right?
His worst nightmare. Guys, I don't think World of Warcraft needs any introduction.
No, it really doesn't. I played it a little bit when I was like 6 or 7. My parents were really into it, especially my stepdad at the time. He absolutely loved it. I really just kind of went around creating level 1 characters and like redesigning them because I thought they looked cool. Then going around hunting like animals in the woods because that's all I was good for, and smashing buttons. it was not my type of game. It's still probably not, honestly. But to each their own. It's popular for a reason.
Okay, it came
Everyone
out in
loves it for a reason.
2004 and revolutionized gaming forever.
Yeah, I was
Many
4.
games tried to copy it, many games tried to compete with it, they all died, and this game is still alive.
That story
today
never
in
changes.
2025. Now, throughout the years, it has received many different expansions, 9 in total.
I do
And while they
see
would
the
add more
trailers for them. They're
content,
awesome.
quests, story, sometimes new races, sometimes new classes.
I'm gonna
Some
paint
of
the-
them would
paint
also
the paint.
permanently alter the game's fundamental mechanics. In other
Oh.
words, the game that you're playing now in 2025 is vastly different from the game that you would have played on.
Oh yeah, didn't they make like a vanilla original server at some point? Because of stuff like this? Because there's like players who just wanted to play like the original? I think that's like recent years maybe.
Release day. One could even go as far as saying that they're completely different games at this point. Seeing that so
I
many
believe it.
people's
I
most
can see it, yeah.
meaningful gaming experience while they were growing up was World of Warcraft, a lot of them yearned for nostalgia. A lot of them wanted to relive those days when all they had to do was worry about mechanics from 10 or even 15 years ago. This would result in
Yeah,
the
that would
rise
be a
of
bit,
WoW private servers. Unofficial servers ran by
yeah.
fans in which they would use old versions of the game. At some
That's what
point,
it
Blizzard would
was.
start taking down some of the most popular private servers.
Oh, that's
and
a
would
bad
cause
idea.
community outrage.
Yeah,
with
that-
many
don't do that.
asking Blizzard directly, well, why are you going to take them down?
Don't pull a
seeing
Games
that there's
Workshop.
demand for them if you're not going to make one of
Come
your
on.
own. And so they took
Exactly.
their sweet time, but eventually, in the year 2019, they would launch World of
classic.
Warcraft
That's what I
Classic,
was thinking of.
bringing back World of Warcraft exactly how it was back during patch 1.12.1 of September 2006, before the launch of its first ever expansion.
Well,
It
good
would
for the
run
fans,
in
but I feel
parallel
like
to
you
the
should-
normal World of Warcraft of today.
Okay, that's good for the fans, but also at the same time, I feel like you should give a little bit of reimbursement or an apology to the people whose like servers you took down. Like, that's still pretty fucked up. Like, you basically locked people out of playing their favorite game for a while just to do this. Like, you could have like given them a pre-warning or something like that. A little bit of a heads up and be like, hey, NDA real quick. We're gonna release this shit. Can you please just take it down? Like, that would be nice. A little something. Don't just take them down out of
And
nowhere.
would slowly re-release its expansions, allowing people to relive them once more. In the summer of 2023, World of Warcraft Classic would release the Hardcore Realms game.
Ooh.
These are separate
It
servers
does
from normal
look-
ones in which you can
That
create a new
looks pretty
character,
fun.
but if
I am
you
getting some
die,
old memories
you lose
back.
that character forever. Hence
Ooh,
why it was
permadeath.
called Hardcore. And this
Makes sense.
is where Soda Poppin comes in, a streamer that has
Hey,
been
but-
streaming for over a decade now. In his early days, he was a popular World of Warcraft streamer,
Damn.
and when he saw the announcement of World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore,
really?
he would create
Wait,
a
what does it say? Large
Hardcore
Black what?
streamer guild in October 2023,
Oh,
in which he
I've
and
heard
a
of
bunch
this.
of other big streamers
Yes,
would
this I've
try their
heard of.
best to
This
level up
I've
their
heard of.
character to level 60 without dying, and eventually also try to do endgame content. It was a big success,
Endgame
so at the end of
content.
2024,
Oh.
he decided to launch Season 2. This time, better and bigger than ever before. The amount of streamers that participated in this Season 2 was insane. There are streamers here who had never
Wow.
even played World of Warcraft.
Holy
that were
shit,
huge in
yeah.
the games that they played.
Oh my god, it's going
Some
down.
were League of
Oh my
Legends
god, my
pros,
eyes. I
some
can't
were
I can't read them all.
Counter-Strike pros. I mean, the list went on. It was an astounding amount of people. And of course,
God.
one of the many big streamers that had joined OnlyFans was none other than PirateSoftware.
Makes
Seeing that he had
sense.
built such a massive influence over the year of 2024, adding him to the guild was seen as a net positive. It was seen as a good thing until one day it wasn't. The
This is
maximum
the
level
thing
you
I'm
could
thinking
reach in
of.
World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore was level 60, and getting there just by itself is already an ordeal that lasts dozens of hours and sees you try your best to not die.
See, I think that's one of the reasons why I couldn't play like stuff like World of Warcraft, Diablo. Just the hours and hours of time necessary to get in and get everything that you would want, or all the good contents you would like out of that game. I feel like would take so long, and I don't have the patience in me. I don't know.
Now, Dire Maul is a dungeon that you can only access
Dire
if you're
Maul.
level 58 at the minimum, and its
Oh.
appeal is the amount of great gear that it drops. Dungeons
Okay.
are typically ran by 5 people, so PirateSoftware and
5
4 other
people.
streamers decided to take this on in order to get better gear. Now,
Ooh.
usually, when you're in a dungeon or a raid, there's always a team leader, someone who calls the shots. It's a very stressful role, especially in a raid when you're managing a couple dozen people.
I guess, well, I mean, any leadership position is going to be very stressful, but continue.
And it's even crazier in hardcore World of Warcraft because whatever you decide might affect the accounts of the people playing. One wrong
Ooh,
move
that's a
and
lot
they
of pressure,
lose
yeah.
dozens of hours of progress. And
That's
it's
a
all
bunch
on
of
you.
pressure.
I'm saying this because I want you to bear in mind that Pirate Software is not the group leader here. But as silly as this sounds, the beginning of Pirate Software's downfall was because of this dungeon and what you're about to see here. The YouTuber Dev, otherwise known as Short Fat Otaku, great name by the way, combined the perspectives of everyone who was streaming in the dungeon minus one person. One of them was Pirate Software on the top right. As you're watching this, you're going to hear the team leader say, run. In World of Warcraft dungeons or raids, this means retreat, but help each other retreat. Not every man for himself. Don't care about your teammates. You're meant to stick around, try your best to outmaneuver the enemies while making sure your teammates also make it out with you. But as you might guess, that's not what happened here at all. Watch.
I've heard of this. They call him a roach or
Alright,
something.
so he said run.
Run? Yeah, no, okay, and see everyone else is kind of like sticking back a little bit, but he just keeps going.
To make sure that they all get out together.
Yeah, no, everyone's turning their backs. Oh, they turn back a little bit. Nope, nope, he keeps going.
You can just heal him. Yeah, you just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
What's on me? Sitting bear form?
Oh,
Zombie, just run.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
What are you talking about?
Oh, he's still
This
going.
is savageable. Come on,
Innervate you?
man.
Kill the.
So his teammate told him, Pirate, why are you walking, bro? This is salvageable. Come
Oh,
on, man.
come
He doesn't
on.
care. He keeps running all by himself.
Just kill the mastiffs.
Innervate,
Kill the
innervate,
mastiffs.
innervate.
Innervate the
Use
healer.
Nova,
Kill
bro,
the
come on.
mastiffs.
Why are you laughing, dude?
A sense of
Or something?
Go back and help.
Well,
Just
now
make
my
like, oh
mana,
shit.
What am I supposed to do for you?
just kill.
Who gives a shit, man? You have other abilities. You have minor abilities you can use. You can distract him real quick. Put yourself at risk. Like, this, it's a fucking video game. Yeah, you might lose your character, but also your friends are going to do the exact same thing. You're in this situation. So yes, this is different. You should be putting yourself back there and get in there and save your goddamn friends. Because otherwise, it's just going to be him alive and all of his party's going to be goddamn dead.
The mastiffs. One shot. Okay, we
More,
pulled
there's
another
more on the
shot.
way.
This isn't a
Right.
World of Warcraft thing. This is just general being a
The mastiffs
dick.
can be ice novas.
And did he just like,
Sora?
Oh.
did he just put a spell on himself? Oh, he's just watching? Are you fucking kidding? I love how he stops to like
Invitation's a
look
clip.
at them and watch them come.
I can taunt last
How much mana
But
is
not
this?
help.
Is
But not help, of
There's
course.
no way that much mana.
You have a
They
boss
just-
in you called run.
Getting slowed.
Fuck. Wait.
Anything
I
for
called
me?
Can you stop me? Oh,
I
no.
don't think I cannot stun
Oh,
him.
he died.
Also,
Oh, fuck.
So, that sounded like a massive fuck up, didn't it?
Yes, it did, Short Fat Otaku. Bear in mind, Pirate Software's excuse here was, I have no mana, I can't help you, when he clearly had 2 items in his inventory that could bring back up his mana. He could have totally
Oh,
helped.
I didn't
and
know
saved
that.
his 2 teammates that ended up dying,
Oh, sweet.
losing all
Oh,
their
come on.
progress. This was a disaster.
Wait, how many
Ended up
died?
Dying, losing
2?
all their progress.
2.
This was
Oh,
a disaster.
fuck you for that.
One of his teammates, Yamato, on the left here, confronted him and was asking him what happened, like what's going on. And this was what Pirate Software had to say right after the fact.
You
You-
instantly ran. You didn't even look
As much
back.
as you're angry right now, of course I ran.
I'm
You
not angry at
you,
all. I'm
You,
not
you
angry at all.
overpulled 2 packs. You overpulled
No,
2 packs.
you're
to the
you're
boss.
angry, but
I
yeah.
had 1,400 mana left. I had to spend all of that mana to try and put it on Blizzard to save you guys in the first place, and nothing left. You weren't paying attention to party resources, you overpulled, and you weren't paying attention to where the boss was. That's not on me.
So 2 of his teammates
Oh.
pretty much
Okay, so he just immediately got confronted and was just like, you guys didn't do this or this or this or this. Why didn't you guys just see into the future? Why didn't you guys have like foresight? Come on. What the that's an awful fucking argument.
lost everything. He very clearly ran on his own when he could have just said, you know what, look, yes, I panicked, I screwed up, my bad, sorry. But he instead decides to blame his entire
Yeah,
team except
yeah.
for himself. It was your guys' fault for pulling in the enemies. It was your guys' fault for calling run in the middle of a fight. It was your guys' fault for this and that. This was very weird behavior. I mean, this is just a game. And he was acting like if he apologized, he would be committing a cardinal sin or something. It
Yeah,
made his
that was
teammates very
strange.
uncomfortable to the point where the guild leader had to step in. Now, Soda Poppin was initially the guild leader, but then unexpectedly he dueled Tyler 1, who had leveled
Oh,
up to level
I didn't know about
60
this.
and became a very important member of the guild in a
Oh, you
fight
can do
that
that?
would determine who the new guild master would be.
I'm gonna be honest. Look at the photo of these 2, and then you hear the words, they fought in a duel. Like, take out the World of Warcraft bit, and then just go, oh no. Oh no. But in World of Warcraft, actually, that's somehow actually, you know, for some reason, I find that even more impressive than if they just had a fist fight. I feel like it's because of the hours and like technical know-how of the game you have to put in to be that good. It just seems actually honestly even more impressive than he won an actual fist fight.
What no one was expecting, though, was that Tyler 1 would beat Soda Poppin, becoming the Guildmaster.
That's impressive.
This was becoming a big guild issue. He had to step in and brought both Yamato
Oh.
and PirateSoftware into a call in order to squash the beef once and
Okay.
for all. The result? A catastrophe.
Oh no.
Watch.
What do you want, man?
Let me say it again.
He already said his piece.
Pirate.
Go on.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear
I
God.
want to speak to him because I didn't speak to him correctly. I said it again. We all did mistakes, bro. Like I didn't say, we are just blaming you. It's about the zero accountability is what makes us so mad.
There's no zero
You see the point?
accountability, dude. Everyone can do something better.
you-
But when you open up and
Yeah.
you yell over another
No,
person
listen,
like you
can
were
I
doing earlier,
speak?
nah, I'm good.
You
Nah, I'm
See ya.
good.
I'm not doing that shit again with him. No,
Nah,
he did it
I'm
the first
good.
time. I'm not doing it a second one. Not interested.
Oh, I've met this person before.
This is so weird.
Mm-mm.
Yamato was being as mature as possible here, saying, listen, this was all our fault. We're not blaming you. We just want you to admit, just like we've admitted, that we all screwed up, and he couldn't even say that.
Yeah, he's just saying we all messed up, but he's never saying, oh, I did this specific thing wrong, that is my bad, I'm sorry. He's just skipping straight to, well, we all fucked up. Like, literally, it's just the words, I'm sorry, man. This is on me, that is my fault. Like, okay.
Leaving the call like an immature, disrespectful baby as Yamato was talking.
Wiggling that he'd bow out instead of admitting he's wrong. Yeah, no, I'm starting to like. By the way, how's it going, Foom? How you doing? By the way, I don't get his perspective. Like the second anyone tries to talk to him and really have a conversation with him and like point anything out, it seems like he just immediately resorts to this end where it's just like, well, everyone's wrong. Everyone's wrong. It's everyone's fault.
Not
So
only
weird.
rubbed his dungeon teammates the wrong way, it rubbed the entire OnlyFans guild as well as the viewers the wrong way. As criticism was mounting, PirateSoftware was for the first time confronting massive controversy coming his way. At any point in time, he could have just simply apologized.
This is the first
and
time?
moved on. Instead, he only chose to double down, playing the victim and saying that other streamers and OnlyFans just want to cause problems with him for no reason whatsoever.
Content.
Why does
causing
everyone
drama
always
and
say that?
problems.
It's no
There's a
reason.
lot
It's
of
like, no, there is
streamers
reason.
actually in this guild that want to cause problems specifically with me, and have even stated so publicly on their Twitch, saying that they want to have a fight with me for content. That's not content. That's dog shit. Ridiculous. Keep it. Not gonna be a part of it.
I mean,
I-
seriously, why
I
would
don't-
people just want to attack
what?
you unprovoked for no reason
What?
whatsoever? What a cruel world we live in. The bulk of these
I
events
don't
would
have any
unfold
words
from
for
January
this.
10th to
Oh my
January
god,
12th,
that's a lot of my
2025.
text.
By that time, PirateSoftware would have received so much criticism, so much hate, that he felt compelled to post a long tweet explaining his point of view on Twitter, saying, "To those trying to character assassinate me online for a bad pull in Dire Maul WoW hardcore, this is hardcore WoW, and a lot is on the line when you step foot into a dungeon. Here is a light breakdown of the last 24 hours.
Oh my god. Oh, of course, the textbook narcissist can't see his fault. Like, oh my god. Like, you always hear about these type of people. But, like, to actually, like, see it, and it's, like, fully documented, hours and hours of him just not admitting it again and again and again. It's just, in a word, impressive to see almost. Disheartening. Pathetic, definitely. But weirdly impressive, I guess? I don't want to give him any ups with that, but Jesus Christ.
Our party went the wrong way and overpulled multiple packs with the boss. The shot caller made the call to run, then went back on that call. During the run out, another pack was pulled as we had opted to skip it previously. which
But
is
we
never
already
a
said
good
that
thing.
run meant something
Communication was
different
completely
to all of
broken
them.
throughout this, and it was
The
our
absolute
second
cheek
time
is
failing the
impressive. Yeah,
dungeon.
no, the
Everyone
absolute
played
just
poorly, and two people
denial
ultimately
of
lost their
reality
characters
is
for it.
impressive.
Each person in this group made
I don't know
mistakes,
what
including
he's smoking to
myself,
be in his
and
own
have never
reality. I
once
want to
said I
smoke
was
it.
perfect in my play, nor that I was a god gamer. I'm just an ex-Blizzard employee that has played Mage for a long time.
And
To
there
end
goes
that
the
on a
ex-Blizzard,
single
Blizzard,
person is absurd
Blizzard,
at
yep.
best, and if you're calling for death and cancellation over it, you're too invested in this content in a very unhealthy way. If you're a creator engaging in this kind of behavior, then eventually your content wave will end, but the relationships you've sullied will be permanent. Hope it was worth it for you. To those trying to defend
You're
me,
kind of just
don't worry
spiraling,
about
my
it.
dude.
This too shall pass. Do not attack anyone else on my behalf. I've always hated that kind of behavior. I have no intention of stopping making things or not doing stuff as I've already been. Those who are banned will stay so. I've never liked that kind of knee-jerk reaction behavior in our community before, and I will not be changing that now. For those that don't understand why they
So he got rid of everyone who called him
10-hour-long
out for his
hate raid
stuff.
over it live on Twitch.
Okay.
We had to ban nearly 4,000 accounts across all platforms, and our moderators received death threats regularly throughout it
Okay,
all.
that's
People
bad.
called for me to
That's
be
actually
kicked
bad.
both in-game
That's not
and out
right.
of game. They tried to get me banned from Twitch, the guild, and WoW. They tried to make disparaging comments about our ferret rescue or that we somehow hurt animals. They tried to spread rumors saying I was convicted of felonies and many other things.
Okay, the lying is that's not right. Call him out for what he did do, not don't make shit up.
So this was posted on January 13th, 2025. And while he did admit that
Actually, what the hell is the point in making shit up when there's plenty of evidence of him doing stupid shit? And of course, death threats are clearly valid reasons. Yeah, no, that's a good reason to be like, hey, we need to back off a little bit, because like no matter what he did, he doesn't deserve to be like his life threatened, especially not his loved ones or any of his personal stuff that put out there. It's a bit far, man. It is still just a game and everything, but also, still fuck this guy. He's still an asshole.
everyone in the group made mistakes, including himself, it truly didn't feel
But that's just
It seemed like it was absolutely impossible for him to just say, I'm sorry, I misplayed. He just couldn't do it. Someone pointed that out, saying, where's the I messed up? And PirateSoftware
yeah,
said,
he never used to that once.
Read, hope this helps, highlighting the paragraph in which he said, each person in this group made mistakes, including myself. Again, it was...
He thinks that's an apology. What he did do, that's already a rich trap. Exactly. Oh my god, he's literally just digging his own hole even more. He thinks that's an apology. He actually believes it.
Accountability here, no matter what. The top comment was a WoW streamer known by Joker D saying, just take the L, it's not that hard, to which PirateSoftware said, hope this was worth it for you. So overall, this entire response didn't really help him at all. And even if it did, he would single-handedly ruin any progress it might have had in the coming days. He would double down, triple down, quadruple down, quintuple down, and eventually sextuple down, only to call OnlyFans a content guild built on hate.
And a lot of it was from a rogue that was bitching the entire time about every goddamn thing that was going on except for his own play. But the mage is the one at fault because the mage is the hero class and the mage has to do everything perfectly.
Mage? What?
Everyone in that played badly. The druid butt pulled an extra pack on the way out.
I just watched you, my dude. Just say the 7 characters, little bro. Like, what?
Dungeon, pulled 2 packs and the boss at the same time. I, as the mage, went into that fight with 40% mana.
My 3-year-old niece, when she was 3 years old, my nieces knew how to do that. They knew they messed up.
Which, by the way, was made by them as well. Everyone played badly. In fact, the only person
we watched you, dude.
And I explained that in the Twitter post.
You fucking ran away and didn't go back to help anyone, and 2 characters died.
They want it to be a double down, a triple down, a quadruple down. They want to have a villain. They want to have an enemy. They want to fight that shit into the ground. They want to send death threats to people. Because they're goddamn insane. Because this guild has turned into a content guild built on hate, not a content guild built on experiences.
All right.
Because they're freaking monsters, dude.
It's just crazy. Okay,
that's too.
This point, and we're not even
now he's like vilifying everyone else too.
All he had to really realistically do was look at the camera and say, you know what? I'm sorry. We all misplayed, yes, but I screwed up by running away the way I did. I had 2 items that could have restored my mana so I could help the 2 people who died, but I just simply panicked and ran away.
I really don't have much to say to this. It's just absolutely wild to watch.
But no, it was too hard for him. Guys, he worked at Blizzard, and Blizzard employees simply don't make mistakes.
I've seen Overwatch too, don't lie to me.
Wakari is someone who had never played World of Warcraft.
I heard a little bit of this too. A little bit about this. He's not strictly wrong, but he'd be more so if he wasn't being such an ass about... Yeah, no, and the villainization of everyone else too is a bit much. Like, everyone else is out to get me. Everything's out as a villain.
Dude. Watch.
Basically have to evocate to get your mana back for the next pull.
That laugh. I recognize that laugh. I've worked for someone like that before.
Sorry, I don't play the game, so I forgot. If you remind me, I can help you out.
Wait, let's do it. Let's do it again. I know he's gonna do it again. I just know.
Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the party. You're right, Jen. Only someone else would cast Arcane.
Oh.
Only.
He's trying to laugh it off, but oh yeah, no, he's pissed. For good reason.
Can't really keep wishing for things that just aren't here, though.
That's true. That's true. Can't wish for the rogue. Can't wish for another mage to cast Arcane in.
Yeah.
Brother, may I have some oats? Oh, since we have 2 mages, we could probably poly the ads.
Wait, we have 2 mages. Oh. Man,
Yeah, I can volley.
here I've been the only one casting Arcane in. Incredible.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's wild, right?
Okay. I've. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I've worked for this guy before. I used to work at a bakery, and this dude was exactly the same way. My boss, oh my god. Literally, you do anything a little bit off or a little bit wrong, he has that simpering little and he's just like, oh, no, 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 you idiot. Here, let me show you. Oh my god, that is so demeaning. It's so rude. Who? He didn't get his ass whipped enough as a child. Like, I don't generally believe in spanking, but like, this is like, no, you need to get your ass beat a little bit for this. This is awful. What is wrong with you, man? An adult should not act like this. A 30-year-old man should not fucking act like this. Especially if they've worked at Blizzard and they probably played with a lot of people. They should know the decorum to not act like this.
God, even reality TV can't recreate such an awkward moment, man.
Yeah.
It's ruining the whole vibe.
Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the party. You're right, Chad.
Hey, man,
Ugh,
I'm new to the game,
that's
so if you want me to
disgusting.
help with Arcane, just let me know. Remind me. Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the game, right, chat? Oh, we have 2 mages. Oh, I didn't know that. All that in the face of a new player who was being nothing but nice, honestly. And yet PirateSoftware had the gall to complain about being bullied by other content creators when he was literally doing that to someone as innocent as
Yeah, that's the shittiest behavior I've ever seen.
Would force SodaPoppin to take the decision of kicking PirateSoftware from OnlyFans, pinging everyone in the OnlyFans Discord and saying this: yes, I made a decision to kick Pirate. I felt a large majority of people in the guild felt uncomfortable playing or being
so
around
Poppin still
him,
have
and
control
all
of the
that
guild
drama
even
that
though
surrounded
Tyler
him at
Woman's
this
the
point. Even
master?
though some people may have not felt that way, a lot did. And after seeing some clips today from him quadrupling down, or I don't know what number we're on at this point, I think I'm making the right decision, but still,
Yeah,
I feel
that's
bad.
a good one, yeah.
Try to just let this whole thing slide into forgetfulness and move on, in my opinion. Stay safe, gamers. So look, at the end of the day, in World of Warcraft in general, when you're in a raid or
okay, that's it,
dungeon,
though.
you have to trust every single member on your team to make sure that not only you complete the raid or dungeon, but
especially with
that
how
you
many
also
hours you're
survive.
putting in. That's
This also
God.
applies
Yeah, good
on a
riddance to
way
bad
bigger
garbage.
scale in
Bro, this
World
guy's
of
putting
Warcraft
so
classic
many
called
hours of
Core,
work, and you
because
just
one
let him
bad team
lose it
can cost you
all
the account
in
that
like
you've put dozens
5
or even
minutes.
hundreds of hours in, and people just couldn't trust
And you
someone
couldn't say
who couldn't
sorry.
take any accountability like Pirates.
Hours of their lives
As soon as
gone.
things would have gone wrong, he would have probably just
Because of
ran
you.
for his life and said he had no mana again. And not many people really felt sorry for him because at the end of the day, he was the embodiment of this meme. No one was forcing him to
That's pretty good. I love.
down. No
God, I
one was
love the
forcing
internet. I
him
love
to
memes.
bully a new player. The only person who was shooting themselves in the foot with a shotgun was none other than PirateSoftware. At this point, Jason Thorhall, otherwise known as PirateSoftware, was slowly but surely becoming
love the
a
hat,
lol
too.
cow, but he had no idea. But that was normal because
He had no idea
fundamentally
how.
speaking, a lol
Does comedian
cow
not
is
talk to
never
him?
aware that they're a lol cow. Look,
A
there are a lot
lol
of
cow.
definitions of what a lol cow is, but
Yes,
if I had to
please,
sum
tell
it
me.
up, well, it would be very simple. It's someone who simply embodies the worst of the worst when it comes to human traits, but they would be constantly convinced that they are the perfect human being, never able
Okay,
to
I've met
admit
quite a
fault,
few.
and never willing to, even when they know that they're in the wrong. This by itself becomes very entertaining, and there are many
Ooh, new
examples.
vocab.
They come in all shapes, sizes,
Oh.
and even colors. And the mage who ran out of mana was about to join their ranks imminently. All
Die
he had
now.
to do to avoid this fate was just fucking apologize, man. But he just couldn't. In fact,
God,
what
I
he
hate
ended up
looking at his
doing
face every
was
time now.
maybe one of the cringiest things in this entire video.
Oh,
I
what?
genuinely can't believe
Really?
that someone in his 30s said this, but I mean, watch this yourself. You'll know what I mean.
Oh
Getting
no.
Steep, stop feeding into it. All of the accounts that are messaging me are getting reported. There's a funny fact about this.
What?
I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. There's
Oh
a
my
whole
God.
lot of other people there that
Oh my
still
God.
know me. And all of these reports are going directly to them. They're well aware of the situation, and everybody who's messaging me,
Did-
they're going to get read. It's kind of a dumbass thing to do, and I can't
Did
wait
you
for all of
literally
them to get banned.
tell on everyone
Yep.
to the teacher?
Yeah, so all you guys whispering
Seriously,
me right now
that's-
with these threats, well, guess what? My dad works at Nintendo, and I'm going to tell him personally about every single one of you, so good job. See you
Oh
later.
my God.
It's like, bro, if they're sending you death threats, you really just have to report them in game, and I'm sure something will happen. You don't have to actually bother your Blizzard alumni. This
You
clip
seriously
was
went
on
back
January
and got
14th.
favors
And guys, I swear
just
you, I am
to get people
constantly
banned?
impressed by how ironic life can be. I don't think we live in a simulation, but sometimes I
I'm
do
not
get the
sure
feeling
anymore.
because some things are just so perfect in
Is this a
comedic timing,
dream?
You'd think that there was
This is a really
someone writing
bad
the
dream.
script. One day,
Yeah, we've heard you use the word barely. It's literally your
Pirate
only
Software
character
was
trait.
streaming the game
Again,
Ashes of
again and again and
Creation
again, he
during its
brings it up
second
every
alpha.
conversation.
This is an MMORPG
Also, I feel like you know what? He'll probably get this later in the video. I'm pretty sure I've watched some of his shorts before, and he brings it up whenever he's working on Hardbound 2. And that, I don't know, is it that, like, okay, yeah, Blizzard, wow, it's very prestigious, but you just worked on World of Warcraft. Like, you didn't do anything else. Like, everything was kind of already set up. It doesn't sound like you really did anything, and every time you talk about it, you don't talk about how you actually did anything with the game itself. I don't get it.
World of Warcraft, and it also has raids as
Like,
well
why
as
do you think
dungeons.
that's so
During
amazing?
a raid, Pirate Software would wipe the entire team. You would kill
Wait, what?
everyone single-handedly by pulling in the wrong unit. What would be his first reaction? Well, watch for yourself.
What,
Sabu
killed
was not paying
everyone?
attention.
Yeah, you motherfucker.
He pulled in the enemy,
Sabu.
and he died.
God damn it, guys.
No, who pulled the ocular?
Okay.
So one of you hold
One
the
of you.
ocular. Why? Now half the raid is dead. Was there a reason for that?
What happened? Wait, Okay, but he's still being just a little
Swear,
bitch.
It is so funny knowing that he was the one who pulled the ocular. This is also another thing with lolcows. They are unintentionally hilarious. Pirate Software here was
Fuck
genuinely
you.
pissed, okay? He genuinely was livid. But knowing that he was the one who caused the wipe is so fucking funny. It showed people that World of Warcraft wasn't an isolated case. He was doing this in
Okay.
Ashes of Creation and would very easily do this a third
Okay,
time somewhere
even
else.
more games,
it was
really?
him. He was the issue here, and his lack of accountability was astounding. But you know what else
This
is
is
astounding?
impressive.
His ability to keep digging himself in deeper holes. During this whole fiasco, Joker D would talk about Pirate Software and would call him out.
I honestly fuck Pirate Software, like straight up.
Oh,
bro,
damn,
this
just straight
dude-
up.
This dude is a complete fraud. At least in the
Oh, damn,
in the
normally
WoW
people just
space,
kinda,
I
like,
don't care if he worked
go
for
around it, but
fucking
damn.
Blizzard. The guy probably made fucking coffee for some devs. I don't even believe.
Honestly,
for a
that's kind of what I was
second.
thinking.
So out of all the streamers and OnlyFans, Joker D probably went the hardest on Pirate Software. He took segments of this rant and uploaded it as a YouTube video.
No, I get that though. After so many devs, especially, and so many people losing again hours and hours and hours and hours of work, I'd be pretty fucking mad too. No, that's worth it. I get it. I don't know if you're allowed to do that on Twitch though. Bad talk. I think he was a partner this time, right?
That YouTube video would
But then
then
again,
be
everyone
removed
was
due
very-
to a violation of community guidelines.
yeah,
and
there we
the
go.
person who striked it cited the reason as being harassment and
Oh.
cyberbullying. One
Oh.
could only guess who took this video down.
Critiques,
I mean,
really?
seriously.
Critiques or
Joker D would never
cyberbullying?
reveal the name of the brand or whatever that was behind this, but seeing that the video had gotten brigaded by Pirate Software's community, for many, it was safe to say that Pirate Software was the one who took this video down because
Yeah,
he simply
more than
didn't
likely,
like
'cause it
abusing the
sounds like it would
copyright
damage his
system on
ego.
YouTube. Seeing that Pokemon had done this in the past back in 2020, getting an amazing community reaction, and of course we can't forget about Alinity doing this as well back in 2018. Wow. I'm old.
I'm gonna copy strike this guy.
I mean,
Copy
it was
strike.
genius. It worked so well for every content creator who had done that prior. So obviously, this was the play. Congratulations. You know, it's so fascinating to me how the
Oh,
internet
come
works
on.
sometimes.
Story of a man who
Someone
refused to
could mind
account me
their
for
own
literally
business
anything. The
months,
story of a
for
man who
years, for
literally
decades,
cannot
but
just
as soon
say,
as they do
"My
something
bad, bro."
that makes them so incredibly unlikable.
Yeah,
the
I did
internet
that.
starts
Like,
seeing a
literally.
big red target on your back.
Like, it's the fact that, like, he can't even be like, yeah, I did that. Like, he literally, in that thing, literally blamed everyone else for something he literally did himself. But no one else could prove it at that moment. So he just made it seem like it was everyone else who did it. He just threw up in the air. He immediately got mad, which defocused the probability that it was him from it, and like made it everyone else's problem. It's the most childish, like spoiled child thing I've ever seen.
And they strike. Pirate Software had a talent of building up a huge loyal community in just the span
Didn't
of a
his
couple of
dad?
months.
His dad
When
also worked for
January
Blizzard, didn't he?
2025 came by though, he
He'll
proved to us
probably
that he
bring
had
it up
another
later.
talent, building up a massive community of very loyal haters. These incidents that we just talked about had ensured that. This is when those very same haters would start scrutinizing every single aspect of Pirate Software, both as a brand and as a person, only to eventually dismantle this massive empire that he had built. Now look, just to be clear, Pirate Software has always had haters, dating all the way
Streamer who
back to
faked-
September 2024, and there
Oh,
were
so they're
earlier
always
instances
around.
too. This is normal. When you get famous, when you take over the algorithm the way he did,
Yeah,
some
that's so
people will
impressive to me.
naturally
He
get
went from like,
fatigued
what was it,
from you. I mean, you might not
13,000 to
believe
just...
this, but even someone like Queso has haters, purely because he's a massive content creator. No
But he's
pun
funny
intended.
though,
Some
but
of
he's
these early
nice.
haters of Pirate Software would start.
But I guess it
making
makes sense.
videos
Everyone's gonna
talking
have
about his
haters. You
past,
can't make everyone
about
love you.
how, for example, he wasn't the game developer he was making himself out to be, especially with his Blizzard
Yeah,
experience.
yeah,
About how he
especially
used
I've
to go
heard
by
about
the name
this,
of
yeah.
Maldavius Victory and was a well-renowned
Maldavius
furry in
what?
Second Life and EVE
Oh,
Online.
this I
But
did
those
not know
videos
about
would
him.
never get enough traction to actually matter. As you can see, this video right here with the title of Pirate Software, the streamer who faked his game dev career, had reached almost 100,000 views. From the like and
Damn.
dislike ratio, we can see
I mean,
how Pirate Software had somehow
it's
either
still
directly or
positive, though, by, like,
indirectly sent his
9%.
community to brigade this video, and just like
That's still
Joker
quite a
D's
bit.
video, it was taken down by abusing the copy strike system and inciting harassment and cyberbullying. So essentially, if you were an early hater of Pirate Software, if you had something to say, well, chances are no one heard you. This is how for a long time he was able to sweep all the hate, feedback, and criticism under the rug. Except
So
this
that's
time, after all the
how-
events that we just saw
okay.
unfold,
I was wondering
he
why
had
we just
way too
now
many
realized
eyes
he was an
examining
asshole.
his every move, and he couldn't just sweep criticism under the rug anymore. For example, around the end of January 2025, Pirate Software had DMCA'd an indie game and threatened to
Wait,
sue
what?
its developer.
What?
Why? Well, the developer shows
come
us
on.
the main reason why Pirate Software wanted the game
Oh,
taken
yeah.
down. Here it is. It's this roach wearing
Okay, okay. I know exactly what this is, yeah. Okay.
the same wizard hat that he was wearing during World of Warcraft, while mimicking some of the things that he was saying. Watch.
That's hilarious.
Much as you're angry right now, of course I ran.
Okay, it's a little
This
bit
whole
of a
game
low
got
joke, but it's a good one.
DMCA'd because of this. I mean, this is how sensitive he is. And now many
Come on.
people were made
Okay. I think you should know from everything, from like any time you face criticism, you either stay fucking silent or you laugh at yourself. You don't respond in a negative way because then everyone sees what a jackass you are. And then the only people you're gonna have are your hateful goddamn fans who are gonna keep you in this loop of telling you only what you want to hear. And then you end up like this, how he's probably gonna end up at the end of the video.
aware of this. He couldn't just
Jesus.
copy strike or DMCA just about anyone because every time he did, he spawned more haters. His strategy was now outdated. Everyone was made aware of what had happened to this indie game.
If you're
And
gonna criticize
speaking
others,
of
be
indie
prepared for them to do
games,
it back.
There was
Yeah.
renewed scrutiny over Pirate Software's
Laugh
indie
at it. It's
game called
funny.
Heartbound.
It's
with
a funny
many
little
wondering
joke.
Why it's been in early access since 2018 with
Because
no
it
release date in sight. Give it
sucks.
3 more years, it'll
He's
be a
n- it's not
decade.
good.
Some people were
It's not
comparing him
good.
to Yandere Dev, a very
Oh.
well-established lolcow who hadn't released his game in over a decade. And when
I
people actually
remember.
analyzed its code, they found some of the worst written code known to mankind.
God, I remember watching Markiplier and like Jacksepticeye back in the day playing it. God damn. You know what? I don't know the full story with him either. I can guess it's not good based off his off his mustache, I'm gonna be honest. Look, I'm not the most handsome looking man. I'm pretty damn ugly, I'm gonna be honest. But some people genuinely do look like what they are on the inside.
Seeing all this scrutiny and criticism catch
Every
up to
once
his
in a while.
own game development
Every once
must
in a
have
while,
hit
in a
one
blue
hell of a
moon.
nerve, because very shortly after he announced that Heartbound would start receiving monthly updates, and all it took was people going there and reviewing it negatively. He was hoping that this would steer off the criticism and the scrutiny, and that things would eventually finally go back to normal, but the haters weren't really
No.
done just
Yeah,
yet.
because there's like no
People were
content
putting
there
into
at all.
question his entire identity, the fact that he worked at Blizzard for 7 years. but
Yeah, what
worked
at Blizzard did you
exactly?
work at?
As
Like,
well
what'd
as
you
him
work
claiming
on?
that he was one hell of a hacker who had gone to the yearly hacking conference,
One heck
DEF
of
CON,
a
and won some pretty important
hacker,
events
DEF
there
CON.
with the help of his team that he never mentioned, of course. Always taking credit for this by himself. I mean, at some point he was invited to a podcast called Dropped Frames. This was a clip from it, and here's the title: Pirate Software on how he became a hacker for the government. These were the stories that
Okay,
he was
that's
telling people.
clickbait
Watch
shit.
this.
You're a hacker. Like that's where you like kind of started.
Actual hacker.
An actual hacker. Like,
Yes,
not like
yes.
I'm a hacker type. No, you're an actual
Not
hacker.
kidding.
You've won.
Like an actual hacker.
Yeah,
Yeah, my last job was hacking power plants for the federal government. I
Yeah.
worked for the United States Department of Energy.
So a
Just the
dude walks in with a
laptop and my-
laptop and a suit,
Wait.
and you lean
Yeah.
over to who's that guy?
That's the hacker from the government.
Yeah, that's the hacker.
It's even worse 'cause we go in like
Like
3 to
what?
4 man teams, man. So like we've got a team. Of
Oh, you
dudes
had a
looking
fleet.
Like
You had
this.
like a team of
Yeah.
dudes. In
Oh,
suits,
how
holding laptops,
horrifying. The
walking
team
into
of
restricted areas.
guys
Okay.
all
When he
wearing
says
glasses and
things like
hacking.
this,
Okay,
what
that's
he's trying to
what?
paint in your mind.
I don't
as
think
a
that's how it
viewer
works,
is
yeah.
that he's some sort of Unit 8200 Mossad agent writing zero-day exploits on.
Wow, that's a really specific
USVs
reference,
that are
but
snuck into
ooh.
Iranian nuclear
I
facilities.
didn't know that was a
and
thing.
that infest
Ooh, cool.
and shut down the entire technical operation of that nuclear power plant. When in reality, if you look at his LinkedIn and reconcile it against his skill set, what he did was social engineering.
Wait, did he not?
Wrote phishing emails.
He left it
and
on his
tried to gain
goddamn
access to credentials
LinkedIn,
and
you
use the
idiot.
systems that way.
So Coding Jesus.
He's not
said
even a
that
smart
Pirate
asshole. He's a
Software's
dumb
entire
asshole
identity
too.
was
Oh
slowly starting
no.
to unravel right before our very eyes. From the shorts that made him go viral, to the stories he used to say on stream, to quite literally everything about him was nothing more than either an exaggeration or him trying as best as possible to sugarcoat reality. We can very clearly see on his LinkedIn that first off, he didn't work at Blizzard for 7 years. It
Oh.
was actually 6 years, 6 months.
I
That his
mean,
initial roles were him in
that's a little,
quality assurance. For the first 4 years,
He worked on
at Blizzard, so the
StarCraft? Wait,
majority
wait.
of his
Oh, wait, let me look at his resume real quick. Projects worked on StarCraft 2, really, World of Warcraft, okay, you've talked about that before, but only 2 of them. Diablo 3, Heroes of the Storm. Wait, responsibilities. Mentored and led a team of security professionals. Okay, identified, reported, and posed solutions for vulnerabilities within products and services. Performed forensic analysis on detected threats, both internal and external. Acquired information needed to take legal action against identified threats. Communicate effectively with a large number of teams. That can be any job. That could be a lawyer. That could be a tech, like a hacker. That could be anything. That doesn't tell me shit.
time there. He was in an entry-level role, eventually being promoted multiple times and finishing off as a senior red team specialist. In his own description of the job, he said, infiltrated and exploited physical access controls, managed social engineering operations to improve employee awareness and resilience, and finally created, launched, and managed a global web application bounty program.
You
As
repaired
Coding
stuff.
Jesus said, this guy would literally just send
That's-
phishing emails, make phone calls, try to pretend to be an outsider.
You were just an
in
office
order
worker.
to have employees make
You're just a
mistakes
normal
so that
office
they
worker.
can
You're not
improve
dev. You're just an
internal
office worker,
protocols.
man.
I mean, it's an
Who
important
worked at a
job,
dev
that's for sure. But even on
building.
his LinkedIn, he would make claims that he worked on all these different games. I mean, yeah, indirectly, but none of your code made it to the game.
You know what? I used to actually be in the Navy, so that means I'm a fucking SEAL, I guess. That means I'm a goddamn Navy SEAL. Just because I was in the Navy, yeah. Yeah, no. I was top of my class. I beat them all. Chris Kyle doesn't have shit on me. Definitely not. I'm super great. Jesus Christ, you jackass.
You didn't model, you didn't texture, and you sure as hell didn't animate.
You did
just so
nothing.
happened to work on internal projects in parallel to these games. And yet, every time someone would mention something about games, about the video game industry, about whatever, he would always start off by saying, I worked 7 years at Blizzard, actually, so I know what I'm talking about.
7
When in reality,
years, and
no,
yet you
have
never
more
touched the
experience as an
actual
indie
game.
developer than you ever had as a developer at a AAA company, and that's the
That
truth.
makes
And
a
there's
lot of
nothing
sense
wrong
now.
with that. It's just that he made this such an important and integral part of his personality that it felt like a massive betrayal. But that's not all. His dad.
Oh, yeah, his dad.
Was Joey Ray Hall. This picture right here is of 10 people. And if you don't know who they are, these people happen to be the original founders of Blizzard Entertainment. Yes, these
Holy
guys
shit.
are legends in every sense of the word. And the guy in the middle is none other than Jason Thorhall's father. He later became the director of cinematics at Blizzard, which is probably
wow.
the only thing that Blizzard has been consistently good at for
Wait,
the last
still not
20
a
years.
dev.
He was also the
Yeah.
inspiration behind this guy in South Park from the famous World of Warcraft.
I've heard
episode. I mean,
that.
this guy was a legend in every sense of the
Oh,
word.
come on. Now, that's a
And
little bit insulting, but-
Mashable.com, when they made this article about Pirate Software titled How Streamer Pirate Software Gained Nearly 2 million subs in 6 months, they just had to mention the fact that he's a Nepo baby. saying when he was 16, he landed a
Oh.
dream job as a game tester at Blizzard Entertainment, which, before the bloated loot boxes and corporate acquisition by Microsoft for $68.7 billion, was considered one of the most respected companies in the video game industry. It helped that he was a Nepo baby.
Oh wow,
since
they
his
should have
dad,
just
Billy
called
Ray
him.
Hall, had spent over 2 decades at the industry titan since almost the very beginning.
Oh my god, 7 years of pretending you're the more important than you are. Oh my god. And he got it because his daddy worked there. Oh my fucking god. That's not impressive, my dude. My god, it's like people who inject oil into their muscles to get them bigger, and then they show them off like, yeah, look at my muscles, so they look cool, then they look great. It's like, bro, I can literally see that's oil. The rest of your body does not match. This doesn't add up. It looks wrong. Like, how do you feel pride in something that you really have not worked for? Like, I don't get it. Is it just a respect?
After 6 months, he would leave.
That's just
because
respect.
He,
He
felt that the
sees
corporate
people
life
love
was
him.
for
That's all it is.
And many years later, would reapply by himself without the help of his dad, landing a QA role, which I believe
QA.
because if he had the help of his dad, no way he would end up in an entry-level position. But still, just them including this sentence, calling him a Nepo baby, truly triggered him beyond belief. I mean, look at what he had to say.
Yeah, really not a fan of that.
Oh, you're not a fan of the truth?
It's one of those things that I've been trying to fight my entire career. It's one of the things that I've had to argue with
Oh,
people
your
in chat
entire
about. It's
career.
one of the things that we ban people for here.
You banned
anytime people
them?
say shit like that, because it's deeply disrespectful.
You did nothing of
and it
substance that you
completely
want to read the
overrides
words
any
like
of
you
the
did
things that I've
something.
done throughout my career
Exactly. What's the
as
point, man?
something that is
It's
somebody else's
not
success, which they have
gratifying.
not been in any possible respect. And it
My first job, I got because of my mom. Now, also though, the job was housekeeping at a motel. It was a lot of fucking work, and I felt like I earned the money. But even that still kind of bothers me a little bit. The fact that I didn't even have to do an interview or anything. That always kind of bugged me. I don't know how does that not bug you? And not only that, if you were just honest about it, like, oh yeah, I worked in these companies for a while, I did most of QA stuff, and now I kind of want to be a game dev and stuff, that's so cool. Like, office experiences can still be used to create interesting stories and interesting content. People are here for him. They don't give a fuck about Blizzard, really, at a certain point. Like, oh my god.
it's just rude as fuck. So,
Really, you want to talk about rude?
In the thing, he said it was he called me a Nepo baby.
Yeah, it was
In his
hilarious.
article. No, that's dog shit behavior. Really gross. In any case, let's go find somebody.
Oh, I'm gonna turn around real
You
quick.
heard him, right? He would ban people in chat if they called him a Nepo baby. It's the easiest way to trigger him. And yet, at the same time, the same guy who's acting triggered over being called Nepo baby said this multiple times on his stream. Watch.
So I'm second generation Blizzard. I'm the first
Second generation Blizzard. What the fuck?
employee
If you lie all
that ever existed.
is all you
I'm
have,
also
then you
second
have very little to
generation
make people like
Blizzard
you.
Employee. I was a second
This
generation
thing-
Blizzard employee. I was the first second generation Blizzard employee ever. I was the first
Second generation.
Blizzard
What does that
employee.
mean?
And I love that shit.
What does
I love
that mean?
company.
What does that mean?
Working for Blizzard sucked. And
Again.
Okay. Okay, so he can't be consistent with his opinions. Okay. I guess, but man, just be nice. If you can be nothing else, then just be nice, man. You have stories of your life. You have stuff that is interesting. You have lived a life. You are almost 30. You had enough to talk about. But instead, who am I kidding? All the stuff he talks about, as we saw before, was kind of set up to make him look good anyway.
A lolcow is someone who is unintentionally hilarious when being 100% serious, and I just can't stop laughing at this guy. I mean, seriously? I was the first second generation Blizzard employee? What is this, the Chinese dynasty? Like, what are you even talking about?
Holy
And let's
shit.
be real here. The only reason you were the first second generation Blizzard employee was purely because of your dad. Because back then,
that's not something to like
you were
hold
just
up.
the easiest hire. And I think one thing he has to understand is that being a Nepo baby isn't a bad thing. I think most people, if they had
I was one
mom who
too.
worked a really cool job, they would love to take advantage
Well, not
of
a really
that, and
cool
they
job,
do.
but yeah.
For example, Jack Quaid is an actor that was called a Nepo baby multiple times by fans.
There are a lot of actors who would do that, yeah, too.
Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, two
Oh,
very
Dennis Quaid.
successful
Wow, I didn't know
actors.
that.
His response was very refreshing for fans, agreeing with the Nepo baby label table and saying, "I'm an immensely privileged person. I don't think it undermines my talent." Adding
Good
that he
take.
was able
That's
to
good.
get representation pretty early on because of being a Nepo baby, and that it's already more than half the battle. So as I said, being a Nepo baby isn't inherently a bad thing. It's only bad when you try to deny it, when you get defensive, because come on, who are you
Yes.
lying to? And that was what Pirate Software was doing. It was
He's
becoming
running
more
away
and
from
more obvious that
criticism
Pirate
again.
Software had these. He wanted to appear like a genius no matter what. And according to him, geniuses never apologize. Geniuses never admit fault. But they also
who says
never
who?
make mistakes.
What
and
genius said
always,
that?
no matter what, figure things out on stream. This is something that became painfully obvious when he would play some pretty hard puzzle games and would figure out some of the hardest things all by himself miraculously after looking at his phone, playing it off like it was some genius eureka moment. Outer Wilds is a
Oh, I love this game. Oh, I have to play the DLC at some point. Just because you got the job through connections is relevant. If you have the strength of character, simply admit to it. Exactly. And if you have the skills to perform well in that job, that I think matters more than anything. No one I have ever met in my entire life who is actually that intelligent props themselves up like this. No one who is that good says they're that good. Other people say that they're that good based off their
critically
actions.
acclaimed, story-rich space exploration game that just so happens
Absolutely.
to have some
This should
pretty
be overwhelming.
complex
I don't know why
puzzles.
this is not.
Pirate Software would
I don't know
play
why
this
this is not
game on
overwhelming.
stream, and he would proceed to solve these puzzles all by himself, miraculously, and more specifically, after looking at his phone. In the VOD of his gameplay, around 8 hours and 7 minutes, he gets stuck in an area and he needs to get out somehow. This is one of the many puzzles in this game. Now, he would struggle to find the solution, deliberate with his chat, talk a bunch, and then at around the 8:20 mark, he would pull out his phone right here and continue talking to chat. This goes on for 2 minutes, in which he deliberates while very clearly looking at his phone. And then eventually, at around the 8-hour, 22-minute mark, he would get a eureka moment.
Oh, yeah?
It's not with the scanner. Maybe there's a different way. Maybe it's not the scanner at all. Maybe it's the time. Maybe the fact that we were able to destroy the surface like that was the point.
And you're looking down and thinking and reading. I can see you fucking reading, dude. You're not being slick about it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Just...
I have an idea.
Guys, wait a minute. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I fucking love this game. Fuck you for that. Look, this game, a lot of puzzles in this game took me like hours and hours, and I will admit there was one point where I did have to look something up. But just admit it. Is a game all about curiosity, what it means to be alive, so of course you struggle to understand it. Yeah, because it requires actual thought. It requires you to go different places and pay attention and really struggle. And here's the thing though, if he had just admitted, like, I'm not smart enough, I would have respected him for it. I would have respected him for being like, you know what, I just don't have, I can't figure it out. I'm just not smart enough. It's just not for me. I can't do it. Like, I'd be like, okay, that's fine, look it up. If that's impeding your enjoyment of the game, that's fine. But the fact that he tries to play it off, that's
God, I have an idea.
That's
Guys,
pathetic.
oh my god, this just came out of nowhere. My brain just works differently.
Holy shit, brain blast. Just be honest.
This would spread like wildfire on Reddit. This guy...
Does he know what reality is? Like, does he understand that he does things and then those are reality and not what's in his head? Like, this is beyond insane to me.
Guy is faking his Outer Wilds run in order to appear to be a genius to his community. That's crazy. It's so ridiculous you can't even believe it. But as I already mentioned,
it's a hard game. Just admit it.
He normally would have been able to get away with this, and he did get away with this in other games. It's just that now things were different. When questioned about cheating in Outer Wilds, this is what he had to say.
Oh.
Why did you cheat in Outer Wilds? What?
What?
How the hell would you cheat in that game?
I've heard kids laugh like that before when they lie. Come on.
All right, bud. It's a wild ass thing to say.
Yes, how would you cheat while
like
live
a teenager?
as
Come
he
on.
Stares into his phone for 2 straight minutes. You're absolutely right.
I can see
the
you
real
reading.
Controversy would be when he would play the game Animal Well. That
this is
released
interesting.
On May 2024. You see, he played
I
this
never
game
played it.
before the World of Warcraft controversy and before the increased scrutiny. But after he had embarrassed himself in Outer Wilds and World of Warcraft, People thought to go back and check his gameplay because they thought, wait, now that I think about it, this was kind of suspicious. And the evidence here was damning. It was simply undeniable. You see, Animal Well is a puzzle game, but not just any puzzle game. It has many puzzles and many secrets that are very easy to miss if you don't take your time analyzing every aspect of it. When the game first came out, you had people on Reddit and in forums trying to work together in order to find all of its secrets and puzzles.
It's
one of those puzzles was the Wingding puzzle. This took the entire community over a week of teamwork in order to find the solution. This was a group effort in
that's a creative
way,
dev.
and no
That's
one
a smart
person could have
developer.
solved it by themselves. The guide came out on May 19th, 2024, and it just so happens that PirateSoftware miraculously, all by himself on stream, solved this puzzle on May 19th, the day the guide came out. I mean, bro, seriously? You'd also have some people write entire essays with proof as to why they think that PirateSoftware cheated.
Oh my god, he's also an idiot. He's also an idiot. Oh my god.
Pause the video, but in a nutshell, it's almost like he was trying his hardest to ruin any ounce of reputation he had left. I mean, seriously, are you that insecure that you would cheat in a fucking puzzle game in order to appear to be a genius to your community? Really? It's insanity. But this was reality because, as I said earlier, this scrutiny was disassembling every aspect of his brand and personality, even down to his most fundamental traits, like his own voice. People would somehow unearth this old clip of him at a convention in which he sounded completely different than how he sounds today, leading many to believe that he's either faking his voice or simply using a voice changer on his microphone. Listen to this.
Show been so far?
It's actually been amazing. It's our first time out here at Denver Comic Con, and there's so many people, and they love the games, so it's been awesome.
So speaking of games, what do you...
Okay. For what his already dying reputation? Yeah, fucking course, because that's the most important thing. Oh my god, he didn't make his reputation any better, but oh my god, okay. I'm gonna say some of that might be, it was a little older, the mic's a little different. Okay, because even right now, me speaking, I'm speaking, like, directly in a lower voice, and a little deeper, just because, well, one, I don't want to bother my neighbors, but two, it also sounds better the way I've set up my mic. So I'm just gonna admit that right out. But not even saying anything about it? What the fuck is wrong with you? Also, that is so bad, man. That is so bad. You sound like a teenager.
So we have Champions of Breakfast, which is a twin stick shooter that we made in 24 days from concept to release on Steam. It blew up. It was really, really awesome.
Oh, that's so fun.
And that game is pretty difficult. So if you're into really hard arcade games, that's the kind of thing for you.
You know what, though? To be fair, he sounds like such a pleasant person here. This is someone I can see myself being friends with.
Yeah.
Look, people want to theorize
Sounds like
and say
just
that he has a voice changer or is faking his voice. I think he was just killed by an evil clone. I think that's a better explanation. This, of course,
honestly,
wouldn't be the
I don't know how to
clip
explain anything
where
else.
you'd hear him have a different voice, like this one, for example.
I'm gonna have to peel my hot dog. I have to peel it.
What?
Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
Why is
Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
What?
You see, now that I've peeled the hot dog, it's ready to eat.
Look, a hot dog is
That's
about
right.
to be eaten by Thor.
It's ready to eat.
I
don't get the context
okay,
of
look,
what's
if you're
happening.
not convinced yet, here's a more recent clip of him playing Animal.
Oh, no.
This was around a year ago, back in 2024. Look.
I don't know what that gives me, though.
I don't know what is that supposed to do? How am I gonna fit that shit in there? Oh, god damn it.
To some people, this was his voice changer glitching. To others, this was him mistakenly getting too comfortable with his real voice. What does PirateSoftware have to say about this? Well, apparently, according to his doctor, his voice went through a second puberty in his 30s. That's right. Apparently, your balls can drop twice, but I could only find a handful of sources on this, and this article from the BBC pretty much sums it up by saying that as we get older, the larynx gets stiffer, making the vocal cords
with like
less
also
flexible.
depending on what you do to your voice.
Talk
Yeah.
to someone who's 90 years old, they'll sound different than what they used to sound like in their 20s. But to have this much of a dramatic change, that's crazy. Regardless, though, I mean, the pressure was getting to PirateSoftware. Not only was his game getting scrutinized, not only was his past out in the open, but people
like everything
were
about you is
criticizing
fake.
His gameplay, the way he played games, and even his voice. Things were getting out of control.
Yeah,
So the
dude,
next
your
thing you
entire
know,
everything about
he
you is
was on
crumbling.
stream
Oh no.
with a psychologist by the name of Dr. K.
Oh, I've seen some of
Alok
his stuff. I haven't
Kanoji,
seen all
otherwise
of
known
it.
as Dr. K,
I haven't seen all of his
runs
stuff,
the
but
healthygamer.gg organization. He's a clinical psychologist who founded this brand in order to be able to reach the very big and growing demographic of gamers. A group of people who very often will struggle with mental health and not really seek out therapy when they should. His content is mostly educational, drawing parallels between video games and what you go through mentally, and overall, he's been quite successful.
Ooh,
Now,
I might
of
look at
course,
that
that's not
sometime,
to say that
actually.
he
That's
doesn't
really
have his
cool.
fair share of haters. Some people, for example, have criticized the fact that he does these therapy sessions with streamers in public, even though the person in question
but I mean,
consents to it. From
it's
Dr. K's perspective, though, he wants to show people that streamers are humans too, and if someone like
Yeah,
those
no, I
streamers
get,
that
yeah,
they
no, I get
idolize
the
is
criticism,
brave
but
enough
also,
to get therapy, then they can do so too.
but that is good content. No matter what you think about it, though, this is gonna be good content. It's like those shows where they show actually people getting arrested in actual interviews and stuff for like murder cases. It's very like private usually, but it's very entertaining, and it is interesting to watch still.
His conversation with Pirate
And it
Software
can
would
maybe
last
open
over
up doors
3
for someone
hours
else
and
maybe to
a
go
half.
get
It would get
therapy
viewed
if they
by
see their
almost
favorite
1
streamer is
million
struggling.
people, and having watched a good chunk of it, I can tell you right now, regardless of what you might think about Dr. K, I think this stream truly shows his incredible skill in being able to converse with such an obvious narcissist without having him rage quit the call while still trying his best to give him a reality check. And for you to understand that, I want you to watch this clip.
Okay, please show me.
It's like they come in and they're like, "Did you know that he worked at Blizzard for 7 years?" Like, yeah, that was my career, and I'm proud of that. So of course I'm going to talk about that because it gives context to talk about other things around the games industry, which is what we do on the stream.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting, when in reality I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase.
Sure.
This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro.
Oh, he just
like,
laughs.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. I don't see it that way, but all right.
God, it must be so hard talking to someone like that. Anyway, in the next clip, you'll be seeing
bro, you're
the
talking to a
logic
psychologist.
behind Pirate Software's attitude when it comes to never apologizing.
Oh my
Like,
god.
not give any context whatsoever.
Yeah.
Did he just
Let's say yes to that. I think that's a bit of hyperbole, but
just an emotional response?
No, just say, "Hey guys." So basically, you know, when you tell the narrative, you start with like, "I made a mistake, everyone made mistakes. I was smug." And then there's a lot that comes after that. How would you feel about just ending it after that first paragraph?
Oh,
I hate that.
Okay.
I have like an immediate.
Oh my god. He like actually apologizing. He just hates it entirely. I do gotta say though, I actually gotta watch Dr. K. The way he responded to that too, just like, okay. Like he just swallowed it. He knew it's like, this is not the time. I'm on job. I'm a doctor. Ooh, very professional of him. But also, you hate that? You hate oh my god. Okay, let's keep going. We're almost over.
Emotionally angry response against that.
Very good.
Because it feels like
I don't think I have anything else to really say about this guy, but fuck him.
It feels like that's too long, didn't read. I don't need all those words when few words do gooder. That I hate that shit. Like I super hate that kind of communication of like there's a lot of people that say like, "Oh, you should just say my bad, guys." No. That does not in any way explain a situation. That doesn't tell you any information that is real. It is hand waving for the masses in a way that is disingenuous to what happened and disingenuous to the people that are involved.
If you need to constantly justify yourself, then perhaps you've got nothing you're justified on. Yeah. If you're having to constantly explain, like, hey, this is how it happened to me. This is how. Also, that's the thing. He's saying these things as if they are reality when they are his opinion. This is why I didn't really like subscribe to his shorts or anything, because he had this exact same attitude of nothing is his opinion, everything is his reality, or is the reality. Like nothing can be other person's opinion. Nothing can be a little different from his reality. Like everything is, oh my god, like How do you make a person like this?
I feel like to do that would be just me lying for the sake of lying so that people would fuck off.
This really gave us an insight as to how his mind functions. And as you heard from him talking, he hates the idea of just saying, my bad, let's move on. I'm sorry, let's move on. He wants to sit there and type 12 paragraphs as to why he was wrong but not really, while others were more wrong than him. All of a sudden, things make a lot of sense. Now,
They do. Was he like this as a child? I want to talk to his dad.
Watch.
I want to talk to his parents. Actually, both his parents. I want to sit down with them.
Response. So my hope. So we're not here to like rehab your PR, right? We're just here to have a conversation, and at the same time, over this whole over the last 2 hours, there's something about the way that I hear you talk that rubs me the wrong way.
Oh, damn.
There's something about the way that you talk that seems.
No, he's trying to find the words. He's trying to actually explain himself.
So I'll tell you where that.
No, I agree with that.
Right. So
No,
it's like I made a mistake. We all made mistakes.
Oh, there we go. He's getting some like room in.
Right,
He's
so
getting
there's
some.
something about your sentence.
He's admitting a little
construction.
bit.
It's like, oh yeah, Thor, I'm sorry I cheated on you, bro. I really do love you. You know, we both have flaws in this marriage.
I think the funny thing here is that Dr. K is known to be very caring, very nice, and not confrontational at all when it comes to streams like this.
Like he should
But
be
in
as
this
someone in
case,
that
seeing
field,
he's an
medical
experienced
field.
Psychologist,
Yeah, the
he knew
psychologist
when
he
to
should be.
become confrontational. He knew when to call out Pirate Software on his bullshit, and this is what it was: bullshit. In just a span of like 20 seconds, Dr. K had essentially summed up people's entire problem with Pirate Software. When he would be criticized, when he would be given feedback, when he would be given advice, he was always dismissive and smug. And this smugness is what led us here. People were hoping that this productive 3.5-hour conversation would actually lead somewhere. Maybe
And did it?
actually
I'm
make
gonna
him
guess it didn't.
apologize for
I'm gonna
once
guess it
and take a
didn't.
step back. But it didn't. His
Yep, of
empire
course.
kept
Of course it didn't.
crumbling
Of course.
Until we had finally reached the final nail in the coffin. Stop killing games.
Now this
Stop
is
Killing
what
Games
kicked
is
it
an
off.
initiative
This is the
launched by
thing.
Ross Scott in the European Union and the United Kingdom. It was meant to be a direct
The
answer
goat,
to
the
what
big
happened
G.
with
I
the
love
game
this man.
The Crew, made by Ubisoft. At the end of December
I actually did enjoy
2023,
that game.
Ubisoft all of a sudden announced that The Crew would no longer be purchasable and that its servers would be going down on March 31st.
I'm not even gonna mention. I'm not
Seeing
talking
that
about
this was a live
Ubisoft and all their
service
shit
game,
right now.
this
God
meant that
damn.
After March, you'd never be able to play this game ever again. The salt in the wound, though, was that barely a couple weeks after the servers went offline, Ubisoft revoked The Crew from people who had bought it digitally, attaching a message saying, you no longer have access to this game. Why not check the store to pursue your adventures? To many, this was an outrage. It essentially meant
Yeah, they
you
basically
never
just
owned
took away your
games to
product that you
begin with.
owned. Yeah.
Ubisoft can just take them away. This also more recently happened with Concord. It barely came out for a week, and then the
And like,
servers were
yeah, no
offline.
one
If you
really
bought
cared
the
about it
disc
too much, but
copy,
still,
you were
that's not
played like
that's
an
not a good
idiot.
move.
The Stop Killing Games initiative argued
You're still
that
literally
it
taking
wasn't
people's
really
money.
Legal. It was very weird for live service games to just shut down like that without giving players an alternative. With Ross Scott on his YouTube channel saying that games as a service is fraud. One thing to note is that
I
this
believe that
initiative
too.
wasn't forcing publishers or
You've always
developers
brought a
to keep
product.
game
That's how it
servers
always has
online
been. That's
forever.
how it should
What
be.
it simply wanted was to have a way to access these games after the servers went offline by allowing
The actual theft, if we were to remove the BS around it, honestly did. Like, if I imagine with any other piece of art, imagine if you went and you bought a painting, you hung it up in your house, and someone came in and took it, and they were like, well, actually, you were only like renting the agreement to the painting itself, so you don't technically own that piece of art. It's still technically the artist's. And it's like, no. You put your name on it. I bought it for this amount. And we said we were gonna keep it forever. Like, I don't see why they want to do this. Like, it's you know what?
players
That's
to
not
host
the
their
thing we're
own
doing right
servers,
now.
for
We're
example,
focusing on this dude.
arguing that if taking games down
Unfortunately.
like this would become the norm, then way too many games would become lost media, because that's what The Crew and Concord are right now. They're essentially lost media.
Yeah, they're just
It was
gone. Like, no one
classified
could get
as a
them.
European Citizens Initiative, in which European citizens could sign it, and if it would reach 1 million signatures, then it would be talked about in the European
Oh, if only I
Parliament.
was in
It would
Europe.
initially get
Excuse
a
me.
couple 100,000 signatures until a certain person would speak out against it in the
This
most aggressive
now
way
we're brought up to
possible.
what I
Of
definitely
course,
know
we're
about.
talking about our good old friend Pirate Software. He felt so passionate about this
They made a
topic that he made
two-parter?
2 videos about it, very shortly after it launched in the summer of 2024. Now look, we're not going to watch the whole video, I just want to
Oh,
show you
thank God.
the first 10 seconds. Let's do this.
Hi, my name is Jason Thor Hall, also known as Pirate Software Online. I've been in the gaming industry for about 20 years. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment, then
Oh my
Amazon
God.
Game Studios, and now I own my own studio.
It's seriously
Pirate
hilarious
Software,
now.
by the same name, which is the name of
It's
the
looped
studio.
back around to be annoying from.
There's just something about this guy, man. I don't know. I can't explain it. Anyway, he worked at Blizzard Entertainment for around 7 years, guys, and he
It seriously has looped around from being
opposed
annoying to being
every
kind of funny to be
single
annoying.
thing
Now that's
this
funny again.
initiative stood for, arguing that it would kill live service games and kill gaming in general, completely misunderstanding what this initiative was even about, and using his massive influence, which was still present at the time, to kill it instantly. I want to be clear here. In this video, he tries his best to appear level-headed, professional even, echoing the genius that you first saw in his YouTube shorts at the end of 2023. But on his stream, oh my god, this guy was a
Oh,
mess.
he
These are the
changed it
very
right
nice
right
things
away?
He had to say about this initiative. Watch.
Shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
shit. Not only
Oh.
do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively
Oh.
tell people not to. That is
Okay.
awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. No.
What?
Eat my entire ass.
Explain.
The level of stupid that I just
Explain.
had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours.
And he's not. I'm gonna guess he didn't explain a single goddamn thing, did he?
No, yeah, according to him, this is the worst thing that's ever been made by humanity. Like, this is the, like,
Yeah,
oh
that's a
my
bit
God, you
extreme,
think that
dude.
this is actually going to end
Why the?
gaming
Yeah,
as
like
we
what?
know it. But it's not.
What are you
He's
talking
seeking
about?
to do the opposite.
How?
Shit
Explain.
sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move. I think
Why?
this is ass. This is complete garbage. All of this can eat shit then. I dropped the mask
What?
entirely.
In
Oh,
his
you
very
dropped the mask.
professionally
Oh, you
level-headed
dropped the
video,
mask now.
He says this.
It's incredibly important to me that we keep making games and that the next generation has the tools to do so their
Mhm.
medium doesn't die out.
But that's exactly what Stop Killing Games
Mhm.
wants to do. The
It's
whole point
literally-
of this initiative is for this medium to not die by allowing so many
Okay.
games to become lost media. And yet, this is what Pirate Software was saying about this whole thing.
I think live service games getting sunsetted is fine. I've always thought that. And that's okay.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, at this point, just no
No.
comment. When he would start
Like,
receiving quite a
really?
bit of backlash, of course, now there's more dislikes, but when it first released, I'd
Are you
say
fu-
30% of the like to dislike ratio was dislikes. He made this pinned comment, outlining some points that don't really help his very
Okay. I saw a dude like this on Twitter yesterday. If they try to make an argument and they do these reason 1, reason 2, reason 3, I know it seems very organized and like you're getting your points across, you just sound like a jackass. No one speaks like this, like going 1. Like, actually, you know, if someone does in a conversation, they're also an asshole, going point 1, point 2, point 3. Especially with these large walls of text.
aggressive reaction that came out of nowhere, and then ended it with a quotation saying he won't even talk to Ross, who is the founder of Stop
Who?
Killing Games. To which
Correct.
he replied with, correct. I think his position is disingenuous due to his comments about
So
how
you
this
won't
could be
actually
pushed through
discuss with him?
government. It's
Okay.
a bad direction, removes validity for what the initiative is trying
Again,
to do,
grown
portrays the
adult.
process in an incorrect
Grown
manner, and just builds
adult.
sensationalism. Thinking that kind of language is okay puts him squarely on my not worth it to talk to list, as there are others that could have a more productive conversation. So what he's talking about is this
Others?
slide
Who?
here.
What
This
others?
one slide in the entirety
Which
of this
others?
initiative is the only reason why he refuses to talk to Ross. It says reasons the European Citizens Initiative could pass. Politicians like easy wins.
That's just
Politicians
true.
mostly don't care
I
about
mean, that's
video
true.
games. The law is
That's also
already
true.
unclear on this practice. The initiative is
Mhm.
in line with other consumer policies. It's a diversion from more serious topics. Now, according to Ross, this was a half-truth, half-joke slide. And I think that's how a normal person would
Yeah.
view it. I don't think it was tone deaf in any way. But it
No, no,
angered
it's pretty
the
different.
hell out of Pirate Software for some reason.
Why?
I don't
What-
know why. Some people theorize
boy.
that it's because he got close to Ludwig, and together they founded the games publisher Off-Brand Games. When the
Oh, I
Stop
was wondering
Killing
how he,
Games
like,
initiative
got
came out,
involved
they
in
were in
this.
the process of releasing a live service multiplayer game. So there was definitely some sort of a
Oh.
conflict of interest here. Regardless, this European Citizens Initiative had a 1-year deadline. It would be automatically closed on the 31st of July, 2025. And by the end of June, it barely had 500,000 signatures, which meant it had no hope of ever reaching a million. or so
Until-
it seemed. This was until Accursed Farms, the channel owned by Ross Scott, would release a video titled The End of Stop Killing Games. It's an hour-long video that kind of reminds us what this initiative is about.
Oh, so there's a vested interest on it. Yeah, oh, now things are starting to make sense. Now dots are connecting.
The video is him responding to Pirate Software's very aggressive criticisms. Most of the
Because it
clips of
fucks with
Pirate
your
Software crashing out
money.
over the Stop Killing Games initiative were actually
Or
from
you
this
think it
video.
does anyway.
Ross addresses every single one and ended up,
What did Ludwig
whether
have to say to this?
intentional or not, making Pirate Software look like a clown who had no idea what he was talking about.
'Cause
This
he doesn't.
video almost has 1 million views, and many people watched it. Some of those people happen to be way bigger content creators than Pirate Software, and seeing that this very important initiative was very close to failure, tried their best to bring as many people as possible to sign it. For example, Moist Critical talked about it in his videos at over 3.5 million views. Hell, even Jacksepticeye talked about it on his second channel, and the video's sitting at over 1 million views. People understood that this initiative
I gotta
wasn't
watch
just
more of
a
his
good
content.
thing for video games. It was integral to ensure its survival for the future. Hell, even Minecraft creator Notch had something to say about it, tweeting, "Hey guys, just got back to gaming after a brief break. Wait, why is there a Nepo baby doubling down over there?" Adding, "If buying a game
I need to
is
spill
not
my water.
purchase, then pirating them is not theft." This truly solidified the position of Pirate Software in the Hall of Fame of lolcows.
Oh, I
It
gotta
was
not drink water during
undeniable
these
at this
videos.
point. His stupidity had made an entire movement succeed, just purely on the basis of him being so unaware.
Hey,
of
he
what was
did
going
do
on.
something good.
He
Look at
lacked the
that.
most basic form of
He was such an
self-awareness.
asshole and
Thanks
looped
to
back
that, Stop
around
Killing
to
Games
doing good
initiative not
thing.
only
Wow.
reached 1 million signatures,
Now
but
that's
is currently
impressive.
at over 1.3 million in overdrive. About to reach 1.4 million any time now, with the UK petition reaching double the signatures required.
The
He even
UK.
had a vice president of the European Parliament voicing support for this initiative and signing the petition himself while urging other Europeans to do the same. This initiative gained so much traction that a publisher group full of the biggest publishers on the planet, including EA and Ubisoft, for example,
Yeah,
responded,
EA. I know
saying that these
Ubisoft did
proposals
not
would
like it.
curtail
Yeah.
developer choice, and that
Even
it was
though-
unsustainable and unfeasible.
Even though I'm gonna guess the people that wrote that statement are not developers, which is interesting.
feasible. In other words, they were very scared that this could actually pass. Being a gamer myself,
Oh no,
I
we have
wish
to
this
spend extra
initiative the
money.
best of
Congratulations,
luck.
you've been such an
Finally, I
enormous
truly
prick that
hope
you
it
looped around to
passes.
being
When
used
I buy
for
a
once. I
digital game,
know.
I'd like to know that I actually
It's
own it and that I won't be taken away from
incredibly
me at any
impressive.
given moment. But while this initiative was gaining a lot of positive
Thank you, Thor.
attention,
Thank you for being
Pirate
such an
Software, on the
asshole.
other hand, was gaining all the
Now we're
negative
not gonna
attention.
talk to you
He's
anymore.
currently
We don't want to be
bleeding over
around you, man.
10,000 subscribers daily on his YouTube channel,
Oh my
and has
God.
currently lost a massive chunk of his viewership on Twitch. I mean, look at these numbers. He used to peak 15,000 concurrent viewers and is now down to 5,000. That's 1/3 of where he used to be 7 months ago. And that's without mentioning all the followers
Deserved.
he's been losing. I mean, look at this.
Deserved.
Minus 50,000 just in July. Additionally, this renewed
50,000.
scrutiny has prompted many YouTubers like Coding Jesus and Slop News Network to analyze the code that he writes on stream.
Oh yeah,
including
I've heard
that
a little bit
child,
about this, but let me
literal
see this.
toddler can probably do a better job. Seriously, this is the gift that keeps on giving. Because of course, instead of just apologizing,
Yeah, it was something with
taking
the
step
a switch he
back,
had.
taking the L for once, admitting you made a mistake, maybe taking some advice that Dr. K gave you, he would triple down or quadruple down. I guess I can't even keep track at this point, and make this post saying the most interesting narrative is that my video somehow killed the initiative. This graph shows that the initiative already had a downward trend in interest when my videos dropped. My videos do not seem to have had any impact on the movement at all, making me the
Wasn't
villain
this
did,
wasn't
though.
this a
Best of luck
fake
with your
one?
next step.
At least a fake
So at
chart,
this
or
point,
was
I can't
wrong
help but
or
be
outdated.
impressed how much he's willing to die on hills that don't matter. People aren't even tracking cumulative signatures and daily signatures. They just understood that this initiative is worth fighting for. It's very important for the longevity of games as a medium, and that you, with your
really
massive
cannot take a
platform,
loss. Wow.
not only criticized it very aggressively, thinking that this was going to be an easy win that made you out to be a genius, but urged all your audience, all your strong community to not sign it when they were telling you to sign it.
Yeah,
initially.
come
That's
on,
how you
man.
even found out about the initiative. He would then
That's like
later
being like, hey, go
tweet
vote for this
saying, "I am no
person for this
longer working
election.
at
That's a
off-brand games.
don't do
People
that
were
shit, man.
attacking all of the games we were publishing and trying to mass review bomb them. You can dislike the things I say, but this kind of behavior is unhinged. Learned a lot there, accomplished a lot, hope they succeed regardless.
Accomplished a
Love
lot?
those dudes
What?
and love
Like
working
what?
with them, hope they keep
Like
cooking.
what?
Ludwig would reply to this, saying, "Stop killing games is a good initiative,
Ooh,
but a
here
few
we
bad
go.
actors review bombed / harassed developers of the games we support at off-brand games. Appreciate Thor stepping down for the betterment of the devs and their games. So
Ah.
she would get community noted." The note said, "Rivals of Either 2 has
Ooh.
not been review bombed. Verifying this is as easy as opening the Steam page and looking at the graph of reviews.
Ludwig.
And if we go to the game, scroll down, and look at the graph that shows review trends, we can very clearly see that there's no review bombing going on. If anything, there's positive bombing. Look at all these positive reviews in June. But hey,
What the
anything to be the victim, right? In fact, the guy became such a victim that I think he started losing his mind. He started comparing
now
his
he
current
is?
situation with the Stop Killing Games initiative to Coney 2012. I mean, dude, no, I'm sorry. This is a full-fledged,
What-
fully
what did I
developed
just say?
and evolved lolcow. There's no way you can say this while being
I
self-aware.
love
It's
the
impossible.
auto.
And after months
I
of
love the auto captions trying to spell out lolcow. I don't know why it's so
complaining about
hilarious.
people
You're
brigading and
better than
harassing
this.
him, he does the same exact thing to Cody
He
Jr.
tried, but
he would leave a comment on his
he was trying to
code review
satisfy
video
everyone.
and would then link his comment.
That's the problem. I think at that point, it's also okay. I'm gonna give Ludwig a little bit of credit because I'm gonna guess he personally knew Thor. It was his friend, and when your friend's being an asshole, it's really fucking hard. Even when you do have all these supporters and everyone else can see how much of an asshole they are still your friend, and also I think to a degree business partner. So I kind of get it, but also at the same time he should have just bit the bullet and been like, nah, there's no review bombing. He should just outright stuck to the truth. Ludwig, that's an L for you, bud.
To his chat,
Not
so
as
that
big
they
as this
can go
dude.
upvote it in an effort to
Absolutely, we've
ratio
discussed
the
this.
video itself.
Yeah,
Like, how petty is
yeah.
that? Come on, man.
Do you make a link to it? You have to
Yeah, we
click on
talked
the
about
top
this.
Little 6 hours edited.
You know what I'm talking about.
Aha. So that doesn't seem to do it. Oh, do I have to right click on this and then copy link address? And then do that. Is that what does this? Ah, it does highlighted comment. There we go. Boop.
What?
There's my comment on it. Enjoy. And I also have a whole argument with a whole bunch of people in the replies in there so they can see what's going on with it. I talked to them through the entire thing of why I did that all in an array, because that is not normal practice to do that, and it's specifically so that you guys can reverse engineer the game and solve the ARG. Sometimes doing bad practice has meaning, which is...
Whatever, man. He later deleted this
That's-
VOD because it just literally breaks YouTube TOS. This breaks every aspect of terms of service when it comes to brigading and harassment. I mean, at this point, can this get any
so you
worse?
can reverse engineer?
Yes.
What the fuck?
He asked about his opinion when it comes to Stop Killing Games finally reaching 1 million signatures, and he said, "I'm going to be honest with you. I hope that your initiative gets everything that you asked for, but nothing you wanted."
This
and I'll leave it
childish
there.
shit.
See,
Oh
if
my
I was
God,
12 years old, I would have probably thought
I
this
love
was
this.
really cool, but
I love this. This is so
now
stupid.
It's just edgy beyond cringe. But listen, as much as this was
Nah, it's super
a
cringe. It's
ridiculous
amazing.
roller coaster ride on the Lolcow Express, someone did end up asking him, "Hey man, would you consider making an apology video, setting everything straight? Because you know what, this is still salvageable. You can still redeem yourself."
Yeah,
and,
no, you could keep some of your fans. Yeah.
Put up a video saying you were wrong with every situation and the internet move on. I am not doing that. I don't give a fuck.
Has he never had to do this in his entire life? Again, I want to talk to your parents. I want to talk to both of them. Have you never had to take responsibility for
bend
anything?
the knee and lie about how you feel, and everyone will stop bullying you. That's a great idea, dude. Yeah, no. Eat shit.
I think the thing I hate
this
too,
guy.
is I had this mindset in my life when I was 12. When I was 12 and 13, I thought like this because I was in a bad point in my life. I'm an older adult now, much older. I've had to say sorry quite a few times because I can be wrong. I'm a human being. We all are. What the fuck?
So hopeless, man. Now, I will say this because I'm sure this will appear in the comments. Yes, I'm aware that PirateSoftware is a massive furry, and I'm also aware that he was legally married to someone, and during that marriage, he got in contact with one of the Kickstarter backers of Earthbound, the game he's working on, and started a very inappropriate 18-plus relationship with them while being married. Yes, he committed adultery. The reason why I didn't mention
Okay, that's even worse. How did he even get even worse? How did he? Okay, continue. I need to hear everything about this, please. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now.
In the videos because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. If he had just apologized during the WoW
Kinda
Classic
does.
incident, this coming out
Oh, that's
wouldn't have
seasoning of
done
adultery. That
anything to him because guess what?
spice
Most of
the
these
sweat.
messages involved 18
They
plus
salty.
roleplay, but more specifically, furry roleplay. Yes, they would
Okay,
literally say to themselves, pets you, nuzzles you, plays with your tail,
Oh,
and then
God.
get, more
Oh,
18
God.
plus into it. Yes.
Anyone that likes this stuff, good for you. For me, I can't. It's not my forte. It's not my thing.
Most people couldn't even read one page of chat logs because of how cringy it is. So
Yeah,
I'm
no,
so
it's-
convinced it wouldn't have done anything to
Ugh.
his reputation. It's meaningless to talk about. But if you're interested, you can check out this video by Fearful Tears titled PirateSoftware, the most delusional Twitch streamer. Look,
I don't think I
PirateSoftware
can.
is a lesson, not just in content creation, but in quite literally anything. Normal people make mistakes, and geniuses make mistakes too. We're all human. Admitting that you make a mistake isn't you admitting that you have a weakness. No, on the contrary, never admitting that you're wrong is a weakness in itself because it shows how insecure you are, how fragile of an ego you have, and it'll only make people want to avoid you. I mean, what's the point? PirateSoftware is the stupid person's definition of a genius, and he managed to ride that wave for a little while. But now the party's over.
I could do nothing but
and he
nod my
only
head.
has
Yes,
himself
yes.
to blame. He'll still be a content creator, he'll still have a sizable audience, but he'll never be able to touch the sky like he did at the end of 2023. And they're never coming back unless he finally humbles his dumbass. Anyway, thank you so much for
Yeah, no, he's
watching
got
the
stuck there
entire
now,
video
huh?
up until the end. I really appreciate it. And I'll
Of
see you in the next
course.
video fairly soon. Yeah, I love you so much. Mwah.
Oh my god. I wanted to Blizzard be this first second generation employee. Oh my god. That was amazing. I wanted to watch that because I knew bits and pieces, but I didn't know the full story of what the hell was up with this dude. That is a fascinating look at this dude. Because this is gonna be Twitch lore now. This is up there with just knowing about a lot of big streamers, but knowing about this dude, again, go subscribe to Mugen's channel. He also has his own Twitch stuff. He owns his video, he owns all his content. He did a goddamn good job with it too.